Jay here, back at it again with another food review. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you have any thoughts, comments, opinions, just leave down in the comment section down below, and we can banter back and forth. As you can tell, I'm chilling at a restaurant right here. Decided to go for Japanese food, ramen. This restaurant is on Robson Street. It's called Horin. They've had this recipe for 53 years. It's kind of a long time. I ended up getting the one, so it has bean sprouts, green onions, some chili oil, the noodles, egg, and the pork as well. In that instance, this broth seems like it gets a lot of the flavor from the bean sprouts, so that's something that's kind of a little different for me. Aside from that, I got everything in terms of the options. Let's quickly see here. In terms of the options, they do ask you for flavor, noodle firmness, broth richness, and house-made chili. So for the first three, I got it medium, and then after for the house chili, I got that mild. I had an experience before where I got it and it was hella spicy, but in this instance, I got it mild to see how it is. So these are thin noodles. I prefer these ones. Bunch of bean sprouts, egg, it's not fully cooked, and some pieces of pork. So there's a few of them in there, and some green onions. So yeah. Let's quickly see how the broth is, guys. A lot of the flavor, it's being wiped off from like the bean sprouts and the green onions. I enjoy it. Let's get some of these noodles in here. Wow. These noodles are pretty solid. Let's get some of this pork in here. Oh, shoot. Zoom up the pork slice right there. The pork is it's nice, thinly cut. Has decent flavor. Good amount of meat, good amount of fat. The broth is it's on the spicier side, even though it's mild. When it comes to ramen, especially downtown, so far I'd have to say Maruchan Ramen is number one. This is a close second, although I do like Santoka more. Santoka in this one, I think they're tied for second. The pork on this one, it's like regular pork. Somewhere like if you were to go to like any restaurant or barbecue restaurant and you just ordered pork, it'd be exactly that. The fat content to meat ratio, it's very well done. It's kind of like on par. The soup, I think if I got it more rich, like more fatty, it'd probably be harder to like consume. But in this instance, it's like alright so far. I think in this instance though, they kind of go overkill on the bean sprouts. Because it's affecting the broth a little bit, like the chili oil, the green onion, and the bean sprouts. But a ramen that I've had at like Jinya, they load that. They have like garlic flakes, they have like seaweed, they have like bamboo shoots, they have like wood ear mushrooms, they have everything. This one, they keep it like very simple, they keep it very plain, they just rely on the broth more with some bean sprouts. So it really says a lot about their recipe for the broth. When it comes to getting a noodle soup, especially for this, it really says a lot about it. Like for the broth, if they add too many fixins, then kind of takes away from the actual original flavor. I would have to say this is a good starting ramen, especially if you just go downtown and you don't know which one to go with first, because it's safe. The broth is good, the pork is good, the noodles. If you prefer like a medium thickness, then it might not be your place. But if you're looking to get something that is like stands out, either it's like hella garlicky or like really good pork or really spicy, this place might not be for you, because it's kind of like average in the sense that all those things they do a tick mark on it, but it's nothing that's stands out, you know what I mean? It's nothing that is eye-catching in that sense. And for that instance, I mean, like, it is better than the ones that I've had, just because the other ones are like, the broth isn't as great. This one, I think if I were to get it, like, the broth more richer, then I think it'd be like higher up, maybe even like tied for number one. But I think I'm biased because I like the noodle thickness, I like the bean sprouts, and having those two things, it really elevates its ranking. But my recommendation, it is a little spicier now. Yeah. So that's just essentially that review on Horin. 53-year recipe. The one: pork, bean sprouts, green onions, noodles, egg, the whole fixins. I got the first 3 medium and the mild chili paste mild. It's cool. They give like on the placemat like a cleaning napkinette or something like that, toilet, and yeah. When it comes to this one, I did see that they had add-ons, but I just kind of wanted to keep it original as possible. It's average. I guess if I went like the edge of things for the firmness of the noodles, the richness of the broth, and what was the other one? And the flavor, I think it would have been better, but I didn't want to take that risk in the sense that it be too salty or in that sense. So, I mean, like, you gotta try to see how it is, right? It's just one of those things where it's like an average one. The pork isn't better than Santoka, that's for sure. I wish they had like additional things on the side, like sesame seeds or like garlic chili flakes, or like even peppered powder just to jazz it up a bit. But it is what it is. I mean, like it's I think it moved from a different location. It was smaller before. Now it seats like 30 people or something like that. So it's gotten considerably bigger since the last time I came here. From what I see behind me, there's an individual making noodles, which is awesome. It's a really good plus. But when it comes to the broth though, I think you have to kind of consider, if you go for the super rich broth, then your experience might be a little different because it will pack a punch in terms of saltiness. I mean, like, it wasn't anything special. It's just like an average one. So, in terms of a rating, I would give it maybe a 7. I did enjoy the pork, the noodles, the bean sprouts, the green onions, the broth, but it was just average, I would say. It is more delicious just because it is like wintertime and it's super cold. But in that instance, is it something worth traveling from a different city for? Probably not. But if you're in the area, definitely stroll in. If it's even colder, it'll taste that much better. And yeah, that's my thoughts. 7 for the one ramen from Horin. If you like that video, go ahead and click subscribe, and until next food review, guys, peace.